Hi, my name is Cannon Crawford, and I'm going to be discussing SRJC Library's Smart Search today. We're going to take a look at a focus search on learning styles, which I believe have been discussed in your class already. Before we dive into using SRJC Library Smart Search, I wanted to offer a perspective on what we call the objective of this lesson. Our goal is to find an article or related source from within the Smart Search system. You will be able to try one of the search strategies that I present, find an article, and report back on it. Along the way, I'll point out a few tricks, including how to email results to yourself. It's likely that you use Smart Search in a future class. I always like to discuss an overview of research. In our case, the concept of learning styles covers a lot of conversations related to education, individual differences, and even psychology. It's possible to find sources using the SRJC Library Smart Search system. What research allows us to do is to discover existing debates and conversations related to a topic. In fact, the discussions may present various points of view. Maybe some are similar to yours, maybe some are opposite of yours at this point. In a moment, we'll access SRJC Library Smart Search, but first I'd like to discuss brainstorming search terms to get the research process going. I like to generate a list of possible search terms and approaches because there may be many sources in Smart Search, and different search strategies might produce varying results. You'll see a quick list that I generated below. Learning styles is listed twice, and the notable difference is the use of quotation marks. With this search strategy, I'm going to be able to create a phrase search, meaning that every time I see the concept learning styles, these two words will be side by side in the search results. I've also listed the person somewhat interested for a long time in this concept, David Kolb. He's discussed a concept related to the experiential learning cycle, which I know from a little bit of reading. In addition, we might be able to narrow the search down to a specific discipline or subject matter, so I've offered a couple approaches to search for learning styles related to math or mathematics. Let's get to the SRJC Library's homepage by using Google. I'm typing in SRJC Library and selecting Library, Santa Rosa Junior College. The web page defaults to the Smart Search engine, and all we have to do is type in a search, and we'll be able to find hopefully books, articles, maybe even videos. We'll see. Sometimes it depends on the search that we enter. I'm simply entering learning styles to demonstrate how easy it is to get going with the search, selecting Go. And there we go. We have a search results list with over 52,000 search results. That's quite a lot to work with, and I'm starting to think about ways to narrow down the search. Remember how I mentioned that we could do a phrase search? Let's do that with the term learning styles. I'm putting quotation marks around learning styles and selecting search. And here we are. We have a search result list under 17,000, and that's still a little bit daunting, but at least we have a better spot to start from. One handy feature about Smart Search is that it often presents what they call a research starter. It's listed usually at the beginning, right above a search result list, and I'm going to select this link, Learning Styles. This is a great option instead of using Wikipedia. It presents an article from a research encyclopedia most likely, and it might give you some background information about a particular topic and the related search terms or keywords related to the discussion. I see an interesting concept here, multiple intelligences. That may be an additional topic area that you could explore if you were interested. But let's talk about how you can generate this article to your email. Over on the right, you will notice the email option. I'm going to select that. I'm going to type in my email address. Actually, I'm not, but you get the idea. Type in your email address. And then you can go ahead and even choose a citation format if you need an MLA style citation, and then send. You will receive this article in your email. I'm headed back to Smart Search. Let's type in one more search. Learning styles. And you'll note as I type this in, you get some additional ideas to narrow down your search. And hey, let's just try learning styles in the classroom and see what happens. Now that we've entered the search learning styles in the classroom, we see fewer results. I'd also like to introduce other strategies to reduce the number of results even further. Allow me to direct your attention over to the left side of our page. And what we're going to see here is an option to limit to a particular date range. I do this kind of search when the currency of the source is important. Just as an example, I'm going to use 2007, about 10 years or so, to demonstrate the search limit. As you can see, it's refreshed, and we have under 4,000 results to sift through at this point. Another option might be to limit to a certain kind of source. Perhaps we would like to look at books, perhaps we'd like to look at magazine articles, or we might even want to look at academic journal articles. And these are articles that are submitted by professional scholars, academics, for review, and then once the articles are submitted and approved, they're published in these journals. Let's limit to books and see what we see. I see an ebook first, and second, maybe we'll see a book in the library stacks. Often we access many of our resources today via ebooks. Wow, so far no print books. But don't worry, it's super easy to access ebooks. Just click on a link, for example number 2, Understanding Black Male Learning Styles. Let's link into that book just real quickly. It's very easy. You can do this from off campus. And you might want to work through the different chapters and maybe jump to number 4 and click on chapter 4. Just a quick demo. Let's get back to the result list. Now let's remove that source type limiter and take a quick peek at magazines. See how easy it is to manipulate the search results? It's kind of an adventure at this point. You kind of have to use your judgment to choose an article that might work for you. Let's see, number 10, learning styles. That could be a possible option. It even takes me a few minutes as an expert to work through a list and find the article that I really want to take a closer look at. My goal here is just to get you started. There's a lot of exploring that you can do, and I think you'll be satisfied with the results once you try a few different search terms. Let's try one more before we conclude. Remember I talked about David Kolb, who was involved with the research around learning styles. There we go. I even get a profile on psychologist David A. Kolb. I'm going to conclude there. If you do have questions, please consult with the librarians at Doyle or Mahoney Libraries. Thanks for following along with me today. I hope you do have a successful search, and always feel free to consult a librarian at your SRJC libraries. Goodbye now.